what's going on? It's VolcanoBeats, the Sampler King, live from the lab. And today we're going to be talking about my newest tool, that red thing over there, the Behringer RD6. When this thing first came out, I was like, do I really want it? Because I didn't like the fact that you couldn't tune any of the drums. They made it too true to the original, in my opinion, but for what it costs, you can't beat it. An emulation plugin, if Roland did it, it'll cost more. This thing was like $130. I think Roland's emulation plugins are like $150. So I can't complain on that. It's a dope synth. Dope drum machine. It sounds good. And it's so crazy because I bought it because the RD9 videos kept coming up, and I can't get my hands on the RD9 right now. So I'm like, I need a new drum machine. Let me buy this. I was about to make a bad decision and buy a sequential drum tracks, but I didn't. I'm glad I didn't, because I don't need any more problems from old gear, man. My HS60 needs a chorus chips. My Poly 61 needs a new battery and other little stuff in it. My MIDI jacks are kind of jacked up. My 60 still needs some work. My 3000 needs a screen. So I didn't need to buy no more old school gear that I'm going to have to put more time and effort into. Not a lot of money, but just time and effort. So I just want to grab something to give me some new inspiration. That's what that thing was. Like I said, it was only like $130, $140, something like that. I got it. I've had it for like 2 weeks now, sampled it, played around with it a lot, synced it. It's dope. The only bad part about it, in my opinion, the only con, is they made it too true to the original. You can't trigger any sounds from an external sequencer like you can on the TR8. That's literally why I think that's why they made the second version of the RD8, so you can do that. So I'm glad I didn't buy that first version of the RD8, because I would have been upset, because that's literally one of the only things I didn't like about it. That's why I didn't buy it at first, and all of the little bugs when it first came out. So now that they fixed that issue, I'm going to probably cop one sometime this summer, because hopefully that'll be in better supply than the RD9 is. The RD9, I'm probably not going to get one of those till around Christmas, man, but it's okay. I'll get the other ones. I just started with the RD6. I'm going to get the RD8, probably the Arturia Drum Brute Impact, and then the RD9 eventually. So yeah, this joint, like I say, back to this joint, it's nice because they added that clap circuit from the Boss, which sounds a lot better than the original clap. Like I said, I briefly had one. I kind of remember how it sounds a little bit. The kick sounds a lot better than I remembered it though on this one. Probably just didn't like it for what it was back then, but I'm doing more styles of music now, so I'm loving it. This thing, yeah, like I say, it's nice. It was definitely worth the price of admission. I've been making a couple tracks with things going from, so the way I got it hooked up, because I got too much stuff in this room, I really don't even have any inputs for more gear. So the way I have this hooked up is I got it going from the output, the mix output. So this thing has individual outputs for every sound. So that's why it's tolerable. I can't cry too much because you can't tune any of the drums themselves. They are what they are, but they got individual outputs. So you can put it in Ableton and do whatever you want to do with it. That's when a couple of those Waves plugins. I got one the drum tuning one. That's when that comes into play. So that's pretty dope. I got my mix output though. The sum of all the outputs going into my Pro 1, and that's how I got it routed. So I got to put that on drone mode and then bring sound out. So it's dope that I got a filter to play around with it and some envelope. So yeah, it's pretty cool, man. The way I got it set up is pretty nice. I got it in sync mode, so every time I hit play on my MPC or something like that, or either one of my MPCs, I got them all routed in a way that they all can be the master whenever they want. So on my 60, my live, my 5000 here, and my 3000 in the back, I can hit play on either one of them. And both the TR8 and the RD6 turns on, they start playing. So I like the fact that I can sync it easily, and I didn't even have to look in the manual or anything. Just knowing how to use drum machines, knowing this thing, honestly, having the TR8 for so long, it was nothing. I could just grab this thing and just go with it. I like the control app. I use the control app to change the channel So that was dope. I like that little control app. When I first used it, it kind of messed me up with the Pro 1 because it was like a firmware update and it didn't let it go through. It put it in VFU mode or something like that. So I emailed support. They got back to me in like an hour, gave me instructions. Boop. You got to have it connected directly to the computer, not on a hub or something like that. It works fine. It's a firmware update for this one. So I'm going to be updating it soon. Like I say, it's pretty nice for the price, man. And it sounds good. Just a little preview of sound I was playing around with, just putting some notes in. Just standard all day drum machine stuff. What's nice about it, like I say, that accent that comes in handy to try to give you some variation. You got the drums, you got his own knob, bass drum, the snare drum, the toms, the clap and the cymbal, and the hi-hat and the open and close hi-hat share one. So yeah, the distortion circuit, I haven't really gotten into it, but I don't like what it sounds like, but it just haven't come up in a way that I'm using it in a way that I may like it. It's probably nice, but I had a TD3 and I didn't like how it sounded on there either. So I don't know what that distortion circuit they have in these, but in my opinion, it's kind of whack. It's pointless. They could have put a filter. I would have liked a filter more than this distortion circuit, to be honest. On both machines, it would have been better. Like or like some type of other effect, a chorus effect or something like that would have been better. But yeah, I think I'm gonna grab another TD3 because I had the same problem crying about the same thing with this one that I was crying about with the TD3. The fact that you can't trigger notes from an external sequencer, but I just gotta love them for what they are, man. I get both of them for like $300 and then I'm straight ready to make techno beats. You know what I'm saying? So I can't complain about that. I think I'm gonna do like a super minimal project just using those two and a couple synthesizers. So yeah, I'm gonna grab that TD3 eventually. So yeah, this thing, like I said, it gave me some inspiration. It was definitely worth the price. I would say if you just want some new drum sounds, cop it, man. I've sampled the sounds to my 60. I'm gonna sample them to my 5,000. That's really all I gotta do with all my MPCs. If I sample it in my 60, that means the 60 and the 3,000 can use it. And if I sample it in my 5,000 and save it as a 1,000 patch, that means all my other MPCs can use it. So I'm just gonna sample. I already sampled it in the 60. I'm gonna sample it in the 5,000 soon. And just have the sounds with me, man. Add them to my I got a little drum bundle of all the TR sounds, 909, 808, 707. I actually had those machines in my hand and sampled them. Now I got something like the 606, and I'm gonna add that to the little TR Legacy drum bundle I got. So yeah, it's pretty dope, man. Let me know if you've used it, what style of music you use. Like I say, when I had the 606 back in the day, I wasn't doing the type of music I'm doing now. I was straight sample based hip hop, so it had no place in my setup at all. Now I've expanded a little bit. I'm doing few other things, playing a couple more notes than I used to play, different styles of music. So having different types of drum machines give me inspiration to just hop on the keyboards and get things going. So let me know what type of style you're using it for, if you have one, and if you're on the fence about it. If you're on the fence about it, I say get it, man. It's definitely worth $130. I ended up getting a fluorescent one because I didn't want to pay extra for the gray one that looked like the real TR606, and I would have had to wait a couple months for it. So I'm like, nah, just give me the red one, man. I take that one now. So yeah, I'm glad I didn't wait because I probably wouldn't have bought it. It was like an impulse thing. I just wanted some new sounds. So, and I'm still waiting on that RD9. So it's gonna hold me over for at least a month or two, definitely. Hit me up. Let's go. Peace.